5th of January 2026. In this What the Fuck News Flash, I'm going to talk about something that it's a sensitive issue, and I want to make it very clear. I mean absolutely no disrespect to any person in the things that I'm going to talk about in this video. And this video will be focused on the realities of the colored communities. And unfortunately, I cannot show you the main source of the problem that we have, because that has landed me into hot water in the past. But I am sure people that listen to this and that is knowledgeable will know exactly who I am talking about and what I am talking about. And you feel free to put it in the comments under the video. Now, in 1927, a certain individual published a document in which he clearly states that the aim for Europe is to get rid of the white race. And they will do it by interbreeding. In other words, by creating a colored race. And they clearly state in that document the reason why they want the colored race is because the colored race will not be able to oppose them, the exclusive chosen people. I call them the budgies. You know what I'm talking about. So they will be the only pure race, and everybody else will be subject to them and will not be, and that's their words, intellectually capable of resisting them effectively. Now, I'm going to share a document with you now that is currently traveling in the colored communities in South Africa. Now, what you have to understand is South Africa has been used for many social experiments. And you will see now the dilemma of the colored community. The problem with the colored community is they are from different cultures, not only two cultures, the culture of the mother and the culture of the father. There are different cultures that interbred and created the colored community in South Africa. And then on top of that, you have a situation that these colored communities, they don't like to mix socially with other colored communities that are made of different culture mixes. That is the reality. And that is what the budgies were bargaining on, creating that constant dissociation in the community. Now, this document is currently being distributed among colored people. I'm going to read this to you. Legal explanatory update to the colored proclaimed indigenous communities, issued by the Unbroken Chain Human Rights Movement, South Africa. 1. The purpose of this update. This update is issued to clarify our legal position, our historical status, and the unlawful handling of our communal trust land and assets by the state and political structures, both historically and after 1994. For decades, confusion has been deliberately created through the misuse of outdated laws, incorrect legal characterization, and the misrepresentation of our status as an identifiable indigenous community with collective rights. This document sets out the legal reality simply, accurately, and responsibly. Who we are in the law The coloured proclaimed indigenous people of South Africa are not an accidental or undefined population group. In law, we are a historically established community with communal land and assets held in trust for identifiable beneficiaries, protected by pre-Union, Union era, and later statutory instruments. Our rights do not arise from political goodwill. They arise from trust law, property law, constitutional protection, international human rights principles. 3. The core problem, misuse of law. Over time, the state relied on Act 29 of 1909, administrative decisions, political agreements to reclassify, alienate or absorb communal trust land and assets. This was unlawful because Act 29 of 1909 did not grant power of alienation. It was displaced where the 1959 Coloured Persons Communal Trust Land Act applied. No proper court authorization, Master of the High Court oversight, or informed beneficiary consent was obtained. 4. The 1959 Trust Act, why it is central. The Coloured Persons Communal Trust Land Act of 1959 explicitly protected communal land and assets, prohibited alienation, created a legal barrier against political or administrative dispossession. This trust has never been lawfully repealed, dissolved, or terminated. Therefore, the rights created by it still exist today. 5. Trankra, Act 94 of 1998. Why it does apply. The state later attempted to rely on the Transformation of Certain Rural Areas Act, Trankra, Act 94 of 1998, to treat this land as ordinary rural land. This is legally unsustainable because Trankra applies to certain rural areas and mission stations. It does not repeal or override the 1959 Trust Act. It cannot silently extinguish a protected communal trust. Applying Trankra to protected trust land amounts to legal misrepresentation. 6. What this means for our people today. It means we are not without rights. Our land was not lost through lawful processes. We are not merely beneficiaries of a policy, but right holders in law. What occurred was systematic denial, administrative distortion of legal status, political handling without lawful authority. 7. What the Unbroken Chain Human Rights Movement is doing. The movement has issued formal legal notices to the government, activated a structured escalation pathway including domestic legal remedies, constitutional litigation, international human rights engagement, acted peacefully, evidence-based and law-driven. The work is grounded in law, documentation and continuity, not emotion. Message to our communities. To every member of the coloured proclaimed indigenous communities, your identity is valid, your history is provable, your rights have not expired, the chain has not been broken. Unbroken chain means generation to generation, right to right, truth to truth. What happens next? Communities will be informed regarding legal processes, participation and consultation, verification of beneficiaries, protection against further dispossession. Do not be afraid. Do not be divided. Stay informed. Issued by the Unbroken Chain Human Rights Movement, South Africa. Law, truth and restoration without fear. Well, if you read the document, there's a lot of valid points made there, but here comes the practical problem now. First of all, they are talking about original rights. And there's a lot of people in the colored communities that they are talking about Aboriginal rights and all sorts of things like that. But the colored communities is so factionalized that they cannot form a unit and protect their rights as a community, because there are hundreds of separate little groups and royal families and royalties and things like that that are competing for rights. Now, that is exactly what the Budgies knew will happen in colored communities. Now we get to this point. This document talks about their inherited rights and so forth. Now I want to ask the question, and once again, I'm not meaning any disrespect. Siya Kolisi and his white wife, they had children now. Can that children of theirs, that was now born now, can they make a demand to be included in what this document is talking about? They've now been added to the colored community now recently. They were not original. They've been added on. The same with Mmusi Maimane and his wife and their children. Same thing. Can you see the problem? And can you see the legal ramifications? So these colored people will forever struggle to establish legitimacy as a group, because the group can be added to randomly. Now, that is exactly what that fucker planned when he published that book in 1927. Exactly this. Now, go and look what's happening in Europe. They have imported millions of immigrants, black immigrants, men, young men. And I have spoken to people that live in Europe and that has traveled there recently and so. And they are telling me that the racial mixed couples is everywhere. So what is happening there? They are going to breed the white race out of existence. And that colored race will never be able to either come together as a single cohesive group to resist what the Budgies are going to do to them, and that is what the Budgies has bargained on. And what you go and look at what's happening in Ukraine, that Budgie Zelensky is killing off the men at an alarming rate. Why? He's preparing the women for the migrants. That's what he's doing, but nobody wants to talk about that. So you must listen to what I've said now and think about the facts and the ramifications of this. And once again, I don't have any intention of disrespecting any people. I know colored people, great guys, great girls, and they did not have a choice when they were made. But the reality is, in colored communities, the inherited cultural differences always leads to clashes. And that is why you will see that colored communities are very fractured and factionalized. If it is, for instance, a community that originated from, say, a white man and a Malayan wife, that offspring, they tend to stick together. And then you get the situation that you get a white German guy with a Malayan woman, and you get an English guy with a Malayan woman, and their offspring is different. There's different cultural things in there. So you can understand that that mixed pot is something that can never effectively oppose Triple X and the Budgies. And I want you to think about these things, because here you can see it. I've been part of a group that I left that group eventually for the simple reason it was quite clear that there was no way that they will ever be able to function as a group and root their demands in a group with numbers. No, you're not going to get that because it's too factionalized. There was a situation of this one woman that she was from and there's so many royal houses, and some of these royal houses, 20 people, all royals, and nobody else in the tribe or whatever. And this woman laid claim to a trust that was left by some very rich English person, and she laid claim to the trust, and the trustees communicated with her and said, right, first, before we start any negotiations, please provide us with a proper DNA analysis. And she had the DNA done. I don't know how it worked and so forth. And the trustees looked at the DNA. Now, she was laying claim to that trust based on the fact that she's Khoisan. And the DNA came back 0 Khoisan. Western Africa, even some American Indian blood and white blood and things like that. Nothing Khoisan. Of course, the claim was rejected. It was based on DNA. And that just shows you, she's going around as a princess of the Khoi people. I don't know. So I want you to think about the dilemma and then really pay attention to that. This has been a long-term plan. So, every one of you listening to me, the moment that you depart on the route of an interracial relationship, you must just understand your children's future is fucked. That's what it is. And again, I don't mean any disrespect by it, but I've just now explained to you what the dilemma is of the colored people. Please give me a like and subscribe and share the thing. Thank you for your support.